Echoes of the Forgotten. In the heart of an abandoned asylum, where the echoes of tormented souls still lingered, a group of curious explorers dared to venture into the darkness. Little did they know, they were about to awaken something ancient and malevolent, something that had been forgotten by time but never truly gone. As they stepped through the crumbling halls, they would soon realize that some nightmares should never be disturbed. Deep within the bowels of the old asylum, its crumbling walls whispered tales of suffering and despair. Once a place of healing, it had long been abandoned, left to decay and be swallowed by the encroaching forest. But there were whispers among the locals, whispers of restless spirits and unspeakable horrors that still haunted its halls. Among those drawn to the asylum's dark allure was a group of thrill-seekers, eager to explore its decaying corridors and unlock its long-held secrets. Led by the fearless Sarah, they embarked on their journey into the unknown, armed with nothing but their curiosity and a few flickering flashlights. As they delved deeper into the asylum's depths, the air grew heavy with the weight of the past. Shadows danced along the walls, and strange sounds echoed through the empty halls, as if the building itself were alive with malevolent intent. But the explorers pressed on, fueled by adrenaline and a sense of adventure that bordered on madness. It wasn't long before they stumbled upon a hidden chamber, hidden away behind a rusted door caked with years of neglect. Inside, they found relics of a bygone era, rusted medical instruments, tattered restraints, and faded photographs of faces long forgotten. But there was something else in the room, something that sent a chill down their spines and made their blood run cold. As they stood frozen in terror, a voice whispered in the darkness, a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. It spoke of pain and suffering, of souls trapped in eternal torment, and of a darkness that hungered for release. And as the voice grew louder, the very walls of the asylum seemed to tremble with the weight of its words. In a panic, the explorers fled, their screams echoing through the empty halls as they ran for their lives. But some of them would never escape the asylum's grasp, their fates forever intertwined with the forgotten souls that still roamed its corridors. As dawn broke over the horizon, casting its first light upon the abandoned asylum, it seemed as if the horrors of the night had been nothing more than a terrible dream. But for those who had dared to venture into its depths, the echoes of the forgotten would haunt them forever, a reminder that some secrets should never be unearthed. Before the group of explorers embarked on their journey to the abandoned asylum, each member had their own reasons for being drawn to the darkness within. Sarah, the leader of the group, had always been fascinated by tales of the supernatural and the unexplained. Her thirst for knowledge and adventure drove her to seek out the asylum, eager to uncover its secrets and perhaps even capture evidence of the paranormal. Daniel, Sarah's closest friend and confidant, had reluctantly agreed to accompany her on the expedition. While he was initially skeptical of the supernatural, he couldn't deny the allure of the unknown, and the thought of exploring the abandoned asylum filled him with a mixture of excitement and dread. Emma, the youngest member of the group, had always been intrigued by stories of haunted places and ghostly apparitions. Despite her youthful enthusiasm, she couldn't shake the feeling of unease that settled over her as they approached the asylum, a feeling that grew stronger with each step they took into the darkness. And then there was Michael, the skeptic of the group, who had joined the expedition out of sheer curiosity. While he didn't believe in ghosts or supernatural phenomena, he couldn't deny the thrill of exploring an abandoned building, and the chance to prove his friends wrong was too tempting to resist. Together, the four friends ventured into the heart of the asylum, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls as they searched for signs of the supernatural. But as they delved deeper into the darkness, they soon realized that they were not alone. As the explorers made their way through the asylum's decaying corridors, they began to experience strange phenomena that defied explanation. Doors slammed shut behind them, despite there being no breeze to cause them to move. Shadows danced along the walls, taking on sinister shapes that seemed to watch their every move. And strange whispers echoed through the empty halls, sending shivers down their spines and raising the hairs on the back of their necks. At first, the explorers brushed off these occurrences as figments of their imagination, the result of being in such a spooky environment. But as the whispers grew louder and more insistent, they couldn't help but feel as though they were being watched by unseen eyes, eyes that hungered for something more than just their company. Despite their growing unease, the explorers pressed on, determined to uncover the truth behind the asylum's dark past. But as they ventured deeper into its depths, they soon realized that they were in over their heads, and that some secrets were meant to stay buried. As the explorers delved deeper into the asylum's depths, they began to encounter more tangible evidence of the supernatural. Objects would move of their own accord, seemingly guided by an unseen force. Strange symbols and sigils appeared on the walls, etched in blood and glowing with an otherworldly light. And the whispers that had once been mere echoes in the darkness now spoke to them directly, urging them to turn back before it was too late. But despite these warnings, the explorers refused to be deterred, their curiosity driving them ever onward into the heart of the asylum. They were determined to uncover the truth behind its dark past, no matter the cost. As the explorers reached the asylum's inner sanctum, they found themselves face to face with the source of the supernatural phenomena that had been plaguing them since they first set foot inside its decaying walls. Before them stood a figure cloaked in shadow, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. With a voice that seemed to come from the depths of the earth itself, the figure spoke of ancient curses and forgotten sins, of tormented souls trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead. It warned the explorers of the dangers that lay ahead, urging them to turn back before it was too late. But Sarah, fueled by her thirst for knowledge and adventure, refused to heed the figure's warnings. Determined to uncover the truth behind the asylum's dark past, she pressed on, her friends following close behind her. As they ventured deeper into the darkness, they encountered more horrors than they had ever imagined: vengeful spirits, malevolent entities, and twisted creatures, born from the depths of the asylum's darkest nightmares. But despite the danger that surrounded them, the explorers pressed on, driven by a determination to uncover the truth and escape the asylum's clutches once and for all. As the explorers reached the heart of the asylum, they found themselves face to face with the source of its supernatural power, an ancient artifact imbued with dark magic. With the artifact in their possession, they could finally put an end to the asylum's curse and free the tormented souls trapped within its walls. But as they reached out to claim the artifact, they were confronted by the figure cloaked in shadow, its eyes burning with an otherworldly fire. With a voice that seemed to shake the very foundations of the earth, it warned them of the consequences of their actions, urging them to turn back before it was too late. But Sarah, fueled by her determination and her belief in the power of good, refused to back down. With a fierce battle cry, she lunged forward, grappling with the figure in a desperate bid to claim the artifact and put an end to the asylum's curse once and for all. As the two struggled for control, the artifact began to glow with an otherworldly light, its power surging through the room like a tidal wave. With a final burst of strength, Sarah managed to wrest the artifact from the figure's grasp, sending it crashing to the ground with a deafening roar. As the artifact shattered into a million pieces, The asylum's curse was finally broken, and the tormented souls trapped within its walls were set free. With a sense of relief and exhaustion, the explorers made their way out of the asylum, their bodies bruised and battered but their spirits unbroken. As they emerged into the light of day, they knew that they had faced horrors beyond imagining and emerged victorious. But as they looked back at the crumbling ruins of the asylum, they couldn't help but wonder if their actions had truly put an end to the darkness that lurked within, or if it was merely biding its time, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to awaken it from its slumber.